this moment of doubt and pain. Madame, well, sure, the pilot
At my baptism, when I was 8 years old, there was this hymn, families can be together forever, and I burst into tears during that hymn. And I was so terrified of that concept because my mum was quite mean to me. And I was absolutely inconsolable. And I'd been afraid of getting baptized for a long time, but it just all came down on me like a ton of bricks. And the bishop had to take me aside and say, you don't have to get baptized if you don't want to. But I didn't know how to say no, because it was a congregation of like 100 people waiting to watch me do it. My parents all geared up, and I had this pretty baptism dress and everything. I really didn't want to do it, but so I just see like life in lots of shades of grey, because like some people who were like really churchy and into getting baptized and everything and didn't have the feelings I had, everything would sort of like be congruent with, like they'd have a good experience, they'd feel loved. When you start to deviate from all of that, you lose your standing in the community. People stop reaching out to you. You're viewed as inactive. And people just don't, like your entire community and network and your family become ashamed of you to start with. And then everyone just distances themselves. And then it kind of inculcates in you, oh, my community doesn't love me, my family doesn't love me, I'm not accepted, how could God love me? And then you go through life feeling like you're just not loved. Where is your worth then? I was denounced at the pulpit when I was 16 or 17. A woman I knew from my home ward, they call them wards, told the whole congregation that my heart had grown cold. And I never went back to church again, to my home ward after that. But I'd had questions for a long time, like maybe 2 years. And people would tell me that I was trying to attack the religion or undermine people's faith, or I don't know, it just wasn't, having questions and really seeking truth wasn't something that people liked in the ward that I grew up. And that has continued into my adult experience as well. There was this man who, when I had questions, would say, doubt is the enemy of faith. Which is such bullshit, because you can't even have faith. If you don't have doubt, you can't have faith. If you benefit from the system within which you live, you don't have an incentive to question it as much. It's only when you are outcast, when you're not included, when you're marginalized, that you question it. And for the people I know who've had to leave, it's really traumatic actually, because you lose like 100 people you've grown up with that you think love you, and they're never coming back. And it sucks. Where is the love that is not love? And in that way, the devil has won.